Hello, my name's Kaylee, and today I'm excited to be discussing what nursing means to me and my chosen representation. To begin, nursing to me is more than just a career. It's a calling that requires continuous learning, dedication, and a deep commitment to patient well-being. Nurses are an essential component of healthcare. They provide scientific expertise and emotional support to patients and their families. It's a profession that demands compassion, adaptability, willingness to advocate for others, but also constantly improving and advancing education to provide the best care possible. The quote I have chosen comes from Florence Nightingale, the founder of modern medicine, from her personal journal, Notes on Nursing, in 1860. The quote is as follows: "It has been said and written scores of times that every woman makes a good nurse. I believe, on the contrary, that the very elements of nursing are all but unknown." This statement is really powerful because it challenges the misconception that nursing is simply a natural instinct and that everyone has the natural ability to be a nurse. Although I do believe that everyone has the potential to be a great nurse and it can come naturally to work with patients and be compassionate, I also support Florence Nightingale's recognition that true nursing requires knowledge, education, and advanced skill. In my journey towards becoming a registered nurse, the perspective deeply resonates with me because I believe that nursing is not just about caring, but constantly improving my nursing abilities. This quote represents to me how nursing's not just caregiving, but it's a specialized field that requires studying, training, and critical thinking, which really overviews my view of nursing. To start off, nursing's a science. It's not a natural instinct. There's many assumptions that being a good nurse just means having the capability of being a caring person. And although I do think this is true, I also believe that the training nurses receive is what extends their care beyond just basic compassion. There's a reason nursing has a degree and that the field of nursing is built on the foundation from previous nurses. And it's because we learn the essential components of scientific processes behind nursing. Some of these include disease prevention, anatomy and physiology, and patient procedures, medical interventions. But there's also components of nursing that are history of nursing and the psychosocial adaptations behind patient care. And these are essentials to starting as a nurse. And in reality, they don't just start as a nurse, but they continue all the way through your nursing career until retirement. As my chosen quote discussed, the elements of nursing are constantly adapting and changing, and it's a crucial aspect of a nurse to keep up with these continuing competencies and embrace a life of changing and learning and constantly requiring critical thinking and continuous education on topics. This will involve asking questions, seeking new knowledge, and applying new information to advance patient care. This quote also represents that nursing's more than just the individual, but it's about the nursing profession as a whole, the collective responsibility of nurses to advance the profession. As a registered nurse, I hope to uphold a standard that focuses on best practices. Like Florence Nightingale's words reminded me that being a nurse means holding myself accountable and continuing a lifelong journey even after I graduate from the nursing program. My values and beliefs also play a huge role in shaping my understanding of what it means to be a nurse. I've identified a few core values and beliefs that I think are especially important to me and my nursing career. The first one being a commitment to lifelong learning. As Florence Nightingale suggests, nursing's not just a fixed process, but it's an ever-evolving discipline. And I believe that learning never really stops, whether it's keeping up with medical advancements, improving my communication skills, or just deepening my understanding of patient care. I currently work as a dental assistant and I'm familiar with continuing competencies. As an assistant, every year I pick goals that I'd like to improve and focus on learning. And every year I renew my license, I prove that I've committed to learning these and teaching myself or taking classes that will further my education and commit myself to my career. Commitment to learning ensures that I'll always provide my patients with the highest quality evidence-based care. Integrity and accountability are also essential in nursing because patients put their trust in us to provide the best care we can in supporting their health journey. Ethical decision-making and personal responsibility define nurse professionalism, and nurses are held to ethical and legal standards that we must always focus on the best interest of the patient, even in difficult situations. Empathy and patient advocacy are also really important. While we know that knowledge and skill are crucial, compassion remains the heart of nursing. And every patient is more than just a medical case. There's people with fears, hopes, and unique circumstances that nurses are often viewed as the voice of reason for these vulnerable populations, ensuring that patients receive respectful and individualized care. And advocating for patients is extremely important. You need to be able to educate your patient on why they're receiving this help. You need to be able to hear your patient, what they're saying, and translate that. And that comes through experience and sometimes waiting and learning on how to respond. I also commit dedication to excellence. I don't want to do something with the bare minimum. I want to ensure that the care I'm giving is the best possible care. I want to strive to always improve my knowledge and skill set to ensure I'm prepared for all situations. If I'm faced with a new situation and I don't know what to do, I will ask my superior, I will take notes, ensuring I'm asking questions when I don't know, and ensure that next time I know how to handle the situation. I believe that nurses are patients' advocates and that we need to constantly be advancing our education to support our patients. Each of the values that I have align really well with Florence Nightingale's belief that to be a great nurse, it's cultivated through education, dedication, and an ongoing commitment to improvement. Beyond my personal values, this quote really aligns with core principles of the profession of nursing as a whole. Things like evidence-based practice. Florence Nightingale was one of the very first advocates to use scientific evidence in basic patient care. And in today, modern medicine, we rely on research to improve health outcomes and keep us going in the nursing industry. Lifelong learning is another thing that Florence Nightingale stood for. Nursing is an evolving field, and the professional development is essential in maintaining competency for the highest standard of care for our patients. And ethical responsibility is another thing Florence Nightingale emphasized. She emphasized that nursing's not just a task, but it's a duty to uphold the highest morale and ethical standards for our patients. And finally, advocacy and leadership. Florence Nightingale's reformed healthcare and she paved the way to transformed leadership for all. The way that nurses challenged outdated practices and advocate for patient care is huge. And as I mentioned previously, it's all built on a foundation from previous nurses, which just allows us to continue on our learning scope. This quote serves as a reminder that being a nurse is about continuous improvements, not just for myself, but as the advancement of the profession and the well-being of patients. So, in conclusion, Florence Nightingale's quotes challenge the assumption that nursing is just a natural talent, that it's not a natural talent, it's a learned skill. And although some of it can come from natural talent, it's through our education, our drive, and our continuing competencies that we maintain nursing professions. So, nursing requires education, experience, critical thinking, and we also must commit to a lifelong learning of professional growth. My values, such as learning, integrity, empathy, and dedication, align with the core values of a nursing professional. To be a great nurse, I can never stop learning, questioning, and improving. And this really resonates with Nightingale and her path to learning, improving, and always striving to be better. As I move forward with my career, I want to hold on to Florence Nightingale's words as a guiding principle, reminding me that the best nurses aren't the ones who just care, but they're the ones who are continuously striving to learn, grow, and be leaders in the healthcare field. Thank you for listening.